Life isn't happening to you. Life is happening for you. Every situation is happening for you. There's no such thing as a mistake. You either win or you learn. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Ignite the World podcast. This is episode number 14, Reframing Your Mindset for a More Empowered Life. I am your host, Jamie Dottie Garza. If you haven't done so, consider subscribing so you never miss another podcast episode. And if you're a visual person and you love video, go ahead and check out the Ignite the World podcast in video form on YouTube with tons more video content. Episode number 14. Let's go. Wow, a lot of reflection today. As a recording of this podcast, it was Easter Sunday, and exactly, well, when you guys see this, it will be 7 days until my birthday at 34. I'll be 34 years old. Wow, what a blessing. And what a blessing that is. Let me just dissect things first from a perspective, because today I want to talk about the lens that we choose to see the world through can greatly affect and influence the things that happen in our life. I've been known to be a very positive person, and I do that with full intent on knowing that positivity is not only contagious, but it attracts more positive things. And with that being said, it also alters the way you see and experience things in life. So, on one perspective, right, let's say, my birthday is coming up, about to be 34. Some might be like, oh, I'm getting old. It's not even cool. I don't even want to post my age anymore. Like, why? You get better every year. You're getting wiser every year. You are here to be blessed for another year. What's there not to celebrate about? You wish you're younger, quote unquote, but depending on the scope or the lens you look at, you still are young. I consider 30s very young still. I mean, when you compare it to the grand scope of things of maybe being 60, 70, 80 years old, we're still just starting, 10, 20, 30. By the time 40s come, hopefully you'll find a career. Things are more stable, family. You've been through some things. You've learned, you got that wisdom that you keep sharing, right? Like, I love getting older. I enjoy getting older. I don't think I'm washed up. I'm just beginning. I'm just starting. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. So did you see that? Just that right there. I reshifted the narrative and the mindset to a more positive outlook. Instead of, oh, I'm washed up, I'm burnt out, I'm old, I'm no fun. The fun is just beginning. I surround myself with a lot of older individuals. I'm always am the small fish in a big pond. And I do that for a reason, to not only humble myself, but to learn. I'm a lifelong learner. Humility guides me a lot. And I love soaking game from those who are 20 years older than me, being in them rooms and just learning from their experiences as I continue to develop mine. So, man, 34, truly blessed right now. Like I said, my pastor, shout out to Reverend Baker in Third Mount Zion. Fun fact, I've actually committed myself fully to God, and I would be getting rebaptized at the end of the month. So I'm really excited about that. I'll share more about that in a later podcast, but these are just things that are going on right now, and how God and Jesus have been stretching me and morphing me and using me as a vessel and creating a platform like this and sharing the experiences. And over the past year, just giving my life fully to Christ and seeing what happens. And this is one of those pillars that have happened. So I'll be really excited to share more of that. And, I just really want to talk about the lens that we look through life. One of the things that Pastor Reverend Baker said was oftentimes, we count ourselves out. We have these assumptions that, oh, this is over, it's over, I can't get past this, or we might make some mistakes along the way and we think we can't get past, or you might be in a certain situation that you feel like you can't get past. And that's completely false, because this is just our minds. These are human minds thinking that, because at the end of the day, we don't have the final say in anything. God does. He will have the final say. We hear miracles happen all the time. Reverend Baker made a story, apparently, I think in 2014, I believe, there was a gentleman, I believe in Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. He was written off by experts as being dead. Doctors say he died, right? And then they had the mortician, I believe, who did an autopsy on his body. They written him off as dead, right? So these are experts. These are doctors saying someone didn't have life in them. It wasn't until he was about to be embalmed that his legs started twitching. And in fact, he wasn't dead. So you can have all the experts in the world. You can have all the people you love. You can have anyone you surround yourself with, and they can give their opinion on what they think is right for you, or they can have an opinion about where you should be or where you fell short at. And it can come in your head and you can start thinking things negatively too. But the truth of the matter is, you don't even have the final say. God does. And having that faith and that positivity and that optimism can attract more of those feelings around you. I know that sometimes difficult situations get real. And you might encounter tough times along this journey, because at the end of the day, it's not all good, quote unquote. I've said this in many podcasts. I don't believe in good or bad. I simply see what is and what has to be in order to get you to where you want to go. So during those tough times, I want to kind of give you guys some perspective on how to reframe things. I've been a living testament of doing this, and it has kept me a lot more stress-free, anxiety-free, depression-free, and really just having a bigger, immense faith that Jesus has the will and God will take care of everything. One of those things that I'm being tested right now is being quote unquote busy. And I kind of try to steer away from that word busy, because busy often sometimes means oh, I don't have enough time for people. And you got to be careful with the words you say. All right? Because what the words you say are powerful. You know that saying back in the day, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt? That's full lies. Because words can hurt. Words can impact you from a child till you get older. Words cause trauma. Words become things in your mind that you believe that aren't necessarily true. So you got to be careful what you say. And when we're talking about words and we're talking about God and what you say, if I keep saying, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too busy for more clients, I'm too busy to help my family, I'm too busy to play with you, son, I'm too busy. What you're telling God is that you're not ready for more of these blessings that you've asked for, right? And I'm talking about my situation. I prayed for this moment right here that's happening right now 4 to 5 years ago, for my calendar to be filled, to have a huge impact in my community, to be a vessel to help others, and I'm getting exactly that. So if I say I'm busy, do you think God is going to provide more opportunities if I can't handle it? No, because too much is given, much is required. Are you busy or do you have a full life? You see how I just reframed that? Busy, full. It's a perspective of lenses. Like here, for example, here's a lens right here. This is a pretty standard lens. It's a 50 millimeter. But if you really want to zoom in on it, this is a 70 to 200 millimeter. These lenses alone are two different perspectives. And the same goes for life. I'll give another example. Was 2020 during COVID a shutdown, or was it a great pause? To me, it was a great pause because I got to really tune in more with my life partner, my wife. I got to really chime in and tap in with my kids each and every day. There wasn't school. We became the homeschool, 8 hours a day. Learned a lot about each other, and those learnings and teachings are still very vibrant in my life now. Oftentimes when there's roadblocks and it gets tough and you're like thinking like, I can't make it the next day, like how am I going to get through? You might be feeling like, why is this happening to me? Well, I challenge you to reframe your mindset to life isn't happening to you. Life is happening for you. Every situation is happening for you. There's no such thing as a mistake. You either win or you learn. And you learn those lessons to not only make you stronger, you learn those lessons so you can actually rise above and teach others. But every situation in our life is meant, and I truly believe is meant and happening to keep us on course for what we really want in life. Because at the end of the day, guess what? God has blessed us all. He has given us a gift. And it's our job in this world and doing life and being in the flesh in this world with the time we have to figure out those gifts. My gift, what I realize now, is beyond just video. Yes, I'm great at creating video, but I'm great at speaking to others and making others comfortable. So when you add video in the mix, I'm bringing the best out of them, their most genuine selves, so they can attract more of the people to their business. And I'm realizing that more. I do this at ease. And your gifts, I'll tell you, your gifts are something you can do at ease that would take others way longer, weeks, months, or might not even start because it's so hard. This is why we got someone might be a barber. They do it at ease. Someone who cooks great food becomes obviously a chef probably. They do it at ease. Someone who takes care of kids. I bet you that kid, taking care of that one kid, can grow into being a full daycare. You see, each and every one of us have a gift, and those gifts are what we've been blessed with. So if you're going to think anything, it might as well be positive. I could have easily fell victim when I first wanted to get into this video industry in 2012 when I quit my job at Best Buy. I could have easily let every negative saying of people asking, what are you going to do? How are you going to do? How are you going to have your own business? You didn't even go to school for this. Do you have clients? All these negative things. Like, I don't know. I'm still under 25, living at my mama's house, trying to figure it out. I don't have kids. Like, let me learn. And that's exactly what I did. I learned. And God has been with me, even when I wasn't truly a full believer, because God has the final say in everything. There's been plenty of times I wanted to give up. There's been plenty of times when I wanted to throw the towel in. Again, God had the final say. I've seen miracles happen literally overnight. I've literally remembered moments where I'm like, how am I going to pay these bills? And literally an opportunity would come in my email or an invoice would get cleared. God has a final say before you even throw anything in the towel. If we focus on the positivity and we focus on truly embracing a positive mindset, you will attract more positivity. It's inevitable. And when you start rewiring how you look at life, your life will get smoother. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but it's the little shifts that happen. I'll give another prime example. So I have kids. I have 3 kids I live with. Messes happen all the time. I used to get so mad, like when there is a spillage or they drop food on the table from the table, or they don't pick up after themselves. Instead of being angry that, they left some crumbs behind, I reframe my mindset like, hey, those crumbs represent that your family's being fed, that they have a full belly and that they're eating. That little shift in mindset right there. And I challenge you guys to continue this and continue to look at life with a different lens. Your 50 millimeter or your 200 millimeter. Because you can start appreciating other things when you do that. You can start opening yourself to more gratitude. And gratitude is easily an avenue for more positivity. And the more positivity you attract, the more positive you can pour it out. You can't pour from an empty cup. Their quote, misery loves company. Well, that's true, because some people, or who you surround yourself with, want you to be miserable just like them. They don't want you to rise above. And you'll notice at times when you start moving forward and progressing, that they want to hold you back. And they will say that you switched up sometimes. They will say that, oh, he's too good for us, she's too good for us. They done changed. Like, yeah. Because I want more positivity. I want more people who are going to help lift me up, not bring me down. And God wants to take us all up. Why would he want to keep us down? There's no such thing as a mistake. These are all life lessons. And be a little bit more easy on yourself. You think the long-term game. I'm a walking testament. I can speak about this. God is real. You can't tell me anything different. But them times, I will tell you, when I wanted to quit or I made a big mistake, it's the times now that I reflect, 6 years later, that I realize that mistake wasn't a mistake. It was supposed to happen. And it was a key pinnacle part in how I am now. I was talking to my younger cousin today. What up, Tito? We were just reflecting. He has a baby on the way, a baby girl on the way. And I told him, like, I'm proud of him and how I've seen him morph as a man and how he's getting in game mode as a father. And there's no blueprint on any of this. But I also told him, like, there's no mistakes in life. From one aspect, when I was born, right? I wasn't playing. I may have been looked like, oh my gosh, I slipped up. Here's this mistake. And then here I am in the world. But here I am, about to be 34 years later, using my voice, using my talents that God has blessed me, sharing that with everybody. Is that really a mistake? Probably not. So we got to have a little bit more grace, because God gives us grace. And let's reshift our mind a little bit. Let's sprinkle some more positivity. It's so easy. We see negativity all the time in the news if you click it. But there's also positivity in everything. And let's spread some more positivity. I know that's one of my biggest goals this year, and to continue to spread positivity with strangers I meet out and about at the local grocery stores in my community, on these platforms, on these comments. Sometimes I get trolls, yeah. Sometimes I get people who want to bring me down, but I pray for them and send them love, Because that's the best way to combat everything is love. People ain't used to love. Some people just need to be loved. Be careful with the words you say to people. It does matter. You don't know what someone's going through. That's all I have for you guys. I just want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, listening, streaming, hitting a click, sharing. It's very humbling, and I'm going to continue to be a vessel for God and continue to use this platform to be exactly that, uplift his kingdom and uplift positivity. But before I go, I just want to drop this on you. We are all like sticks of dynamite. The power's on the inside, but nothing happens until the fuse gets lit. Ignite the world.